Hello, my name's Charlie, welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be doing a speed build of a Lord of the Rings inspired Hobbit house. So, confession time, I'm not actually the biggest fan of Lord of the Rings. I don't think I've ever sat through a whole film before. But I do love the little houses that the Hobbits live in, I think they're really cute, and I thought I'd try and recreate one in The Sims. So stick with me and let's jump into the build. So when I saw the new grass roofs that we got in Eco Lifestyle, I thought, right, that's it, I can finally build a more authentic Hobbit house, because if you look at the films, their roofs are all covered in grass, and I don't think we really had the option to do that before the new patch. That's what really inspired me to do it. I didn't really have a plan for the house when I started out. I had a few reference pictures. I put into Google Hobbit house and I pulled up a few pictures, so I looked at some of the houses from the films, and I also saw some actual real life Hobbit houses that people have recreated since the films, and they look amazing. Like, I would actually like to go and stay in one for the weekend. They look so cool. If you haven't seen the films, the houses, they're kind of built into the earth and they look kind of very natural, very moulded from the earth, kind of one with nature. I've also used a lot of the Realm of Magic pack in this as well, just because it fits with the whole theme of Lord of the Rings. There's lots of magic and mystical things from the bits of the film that I've seen so far anyway. So you could move a spellcaster into this house if you wanted to. So I get the general shape of the house that I want, and then I just lower it into the ground, and then I dig out a pathway and a garden as well. Because of the angles that I built the rooms on the side, they're quite an odd shape. I couldn't build a diagonal wall to meet the area that I wanted to, so they're a bit jaggedy, but I just worked around it. Once I had the general shape of the build down and the roofs on and everything, I just started covering everything in grass, because I really wanted to look like this was dug from the earth, and I wanted it to look very natural. When it came to the landscaping for the path and the garden, I didn't really like the orangey dirt that you could see. I didn't want it to look freshly dug out, I wanted it to look like it had been that way for years. So to fix this issue, I just started grabbing the low-lying pale yellow flowers and merging that into the newly landscaped walls that I'd created. And that just gave it that overgrown, natural kind of feel that I was after. I do that in a lot of my builds actually. When I've landscaped something, if I move something up with the landscape or whatever, I just tend to merge flowers or shrubs into the walls just so it looks a bit more lived in, it looks a bit more aged, because I don't like that freshly dug earth kind of look, not for most of my builds anyway. It's one of those really simple techniques, but it's really effective. So I've got bb.moveObjects enabled, and I'm holding down Alt and I'm just merging it into the wall, and I think it kind of just gives more of a finished effect as well. It just gave my build that bit of something extra that I wanted. When I'm placing the shrubs and bushes and everything that I'm merging into the wall, I tend to rotate the odd one just so it doesn't look too uniform and just so it looks more natural. I'm really loving the Eco Lifestyle pack at the moment. I think it's added so much to my gameplay, and I just love all the new objects that we've got in it as well. I haven't used many of them in this build. I think I have used a few, but if you want to check out a build that's used almost exclusively with Eco Lifestyle, then a couple of videos ago I did an Eco Lifestyle build in Evergreen Harbour. I built it over the old mill, and it's a very modern eco house that I've built partly into the earth, so I called it my modern Hobbit house. So I'll link that video down below and you can go and check that out if you want to. I'm also really excited about the knitting pack that's coming out soon as well. I don't actually know the date. I don't think the date's been released yet, but I think that's going to add some cool, interesting elements to gameplay as well, because you're going to be able to create knitted items. I think it's probably going to add a bit more gameplay for the Elder Sims as well, because I don't know about you, but once my Sims have aged up into Elders, I kind of get a bit bored of them, because they retire, or they can retire if you want to retire them, and then gameplay kind of just stops for me. They're kind of handy to have around if you're raising a family, like for looking after the kids and stuff. They're really useful for, but we really are in desperate need for more gameplay options for Elder Sims, and I'm hoping the new pack is going to provide some. I'm thinking of maybe downloading the tool mod. I don't know if any of you guys use that, but I've seen Kate Emerald do some amazing things. Recently she's done like a Mars inspired build, and it's just out of this world. She's got an item from Get Famous, which is a glass tube, and she's rotated it using the tool mod and created like this glass tube walkway. It's literally like blown my mind. So I'll leave a link to that in the description as well, so you should definitely go and check that out. I think the tool mod probably would have made it slightly easier for me to place the plants and shrubs on the curvature of the roof, because that I couldn't really place anything there, because I would have had one edge kind of hanging off into the air and then the other edge merged into the roof. It would have just looked really odd. So yeah, let me know what you think of the tool mod, and I might get it for my next build. So this little Hobbit house has the off the grid trait, and it's the first house I've ever built with an off the grid trait. If you go into build mode, there is now a tab called off the grid, so it will list down all off the grid items, but not all of them actually, because I had a look at some of the Realm of Magic stuff and some of it isn't actually listed under that tab. A lot of the lighting and stuff is off the grid, but it hadn't been kind of put under the off the grid tab. So still check and have a look at the items that you want to use, because they still might be off the grid even if they're not under the new tab. We've got one bathroom and one bedroom, and we've got a kitchen stroke living space. Most of the main items I've used to furnish the house are from Realm of Magic. I've only recently got this pack because it was on sale, so I downloaded it and I'm a little bit obsessed with it because I really like the more occult gameplay style. Sometimes I do just like normal gameplay, like I've got a Rags to Riches Let's Play on the go at the moment. I did my first episode the other day, that's up on my YouTube as well, so I'll leave a link to that in the description. I had loads of fun doing it. I'm mainly a builder, but I do love the gameplay as well, so I'm basically just living in a dumpster and it's amazing. So we're coming to the end of this little Eco Hobbit house speed build. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please leave a comment down below, like, subscribe. My gallery ID is in the description below, but remember to enable bb.moveObjects before you place it, otherwise you might get a little bit of weirdness going on. If you've got any suggestions of what you think I should do for my next build, you can tweet me. It's at Charliedmonk, which is the same as my YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.